So if you are the fake housemate, please step forward. Housemate, please step forward.
Nothing is actually happening there, but what I'm saying
There were a lot of misuse there.
Oh, yes, we can actually say this because I felt like maybe since the issue. Una, who come down, make an explain.
Alright, you know what? Bbnaija, I say you're the top player.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Tonight was hilarious, guys. I mean, tonight Ebuka blew my mind. I think that this is the best Sunday night eviction show we've had so far in terms of the question asking that Ebuka does. So how did this show start? Ebuka welcomed us all to tonight's show, right? And then straight up, he went into the house. And of course, he, congratulated Chumsy on winning the head of house, the first female head of house for the season. And they said, you know what, what's up? Let's talk about the fact that Bella denied you. There was an issue about Phyna and Groovy making out under the sheets and all of that. And eventually you were left to, to yourself. It felt like everybody denied you because you were the one who told Groovy. And, Ebuka was asking her, so how do you feel? Has that issue been resolved? And, and Chumsy was like, see, I know that Bella was not the one who added the fact that Phyna and Groovy had been doing stuff under the shit. And, Ebuka was like, okay, it was Bella that actually denied you. So why are you saying it wasn't Bella that said so? And then she said she knows the person who came up with that lie, and it was the person who actually initiated the conversation. And then because I was like, who initiated the conversation? And she said that Maka was actually the person who lied in the whole of that issue.
I'm glad that you asked this question because I know people are watching, nothing is hidden.
So speak your mind.
Yeah, I know someone is lying. I know it's not Bella, but someone really
who is lying?
I mean the main person that brought up
lying.
Amaka is lying.
You think she's the one who's...
Ebuka went over to Dotun. Now, remember that Dotun in the last 1 week has been mounting pressure on Daniela. And it also feels like Daniela is not trying to give him space, right? Daniela also kind of likes him, but of course, the fact that she has something with Khalid on the outside is not making the whole Dotun dynamics easy. So Ebuka is asking Dotun, what's up with you and Daniela? I've been seeing both of you together. Have you expressed your feelings towards her? And Dotun was like, see, I've expressed my feelings towards her. I like this girl very much, of course. It is what it is. But of course, I've told her that I like her.
I clearly have feelings towards her, and I've made this very clear to her. And I stand by it, regardless of whatever might be sopping, So. And
then Ebuka went to Giddyfia, the man of the moment, right? Asked Giddyfia, how are you? Giddyfia started laughing. Ebuka said, see, don't give me that your laugh. Don't use that your laugh to confuse me. So let's talk. How are you and Diana? What's the dynamic of what you guys have right now? What's the situation report between you and Diana? And he said that, it's about Diana right now. They're not talking because sometimes when he greets her, maybe he says she responds or she doesn't respond and all of that.
Have you and Diana talked this week?
No, not at all.
So you've not resolved the situation with her?
No, sometimes when I just beat her, I give her confidence.
Okay.
Ebuka then asked him, okay, so what's up with you and Amaka? Because I saw you and Amaka having a conversation last night. What's up with you and Amaka? Said how himself and Amaka had a conversation, right? And they have an understanding that they do not want anything serious and all of that. Ebuka said, does Amaka know? He said, Amaka knows.
We knew that we don't want anything serious.
You knew or you both knew?
We both knew,
Did she know that though?
Yes, she actually...
Or did she just find out yesterday?
She found out, we talked before then.
Then Ebuka now said, okay, you and Rachel, you guys had some moments in the toilet, right? And there were a lot of things, there were a lot of emotions and all that. And Giddyfia started laughing and all of that, saying that myself and Rachel, while we're doing this, he wasn't even coming out straight. Ebuka was like, see, you know what? I'm going to leave you. I'm going to come back to your situation.
You and Rachel had a moment yesterday.
Okay.
And there were a lot of feelings expressed. We didn't know that was happening. What's going on there?
Okay, when Rachel actually had an issue, we had a moment yesterday because when I came back from the arena, she just was like,
what's going on there?
Nothing is.
When Ebuka came back to Rachel, Ebuka now asked Rachel, what's up? Let's talk about the situation with you at Giddyfia in the toilet yesterday. And Rachel started out by saying, it felt like Giddyfia wasn't feeling uncomfortable about some comments I had made about him and all of that. And that the Diana dynamics, the whole fight that happened between Diana and herself, was what they were trying to resolve and all of that. But Ebuka now, cut in and said, see, there were a lot of emotions, there were a lot of intimate, I miss you and all of that. And, Rachel just removed herself, saying that, see, it wasn't coming from me. The whole emotion wasn't coming from me. Ebuka was like, but you were crying, you were all that. She said she was crying because of the way she had made Giddyfia feel. Giddyfia was feeling terrible about the fact that, she was celebrating Adekunle during his win at the Super Commando task. And for every time, it was him, she wasn't going to encourage him or celebrate him and all of that. And that she also made comments that made him feel bad. And that was why she was crying.
Sorry to cut you in there. It seemed a little more intimate than a friendship, though.
That was definitely not from my side.
From you as well. You seemed almost teary.
I did not know that he was going through whatever it was that he was going through, and it was because of me, because he felt I was...
Do you think he has feelings for you?
I think he does have feelings for me.
Now, one thing I loved about tonight's show is the fact that Ebuka shook the tables. Now, Ebuka moved to a table that we have been long waiting for. The Phyna and, of course, the Groovy table. He now asks Phyna, you girl, you're the one who's been telling Beauty to leave this guy alone, that this guy is not worth fighting for. He's not worth being with. Groovy is not worth being with when Beauty was with Groovy. And boom, Beauty is out of the show and you're in Groovy's bed. Explain that to us. Even Phyna herself knew that this question was a heavy one, right? So she asked, answered the book and said, see, when Beauty was telling me all of this, I had not had a personal experience with Groovy. Whatever I was saying was based off of what Beauty had told me about Groovy. So she was literally telling us that when Beauty left the house and she experienced, Groovy, she had a change of thought. She saw Groovy in another light, and that's why she's with Groovy.
This was the way she was crying, explaining what they had, and from the explanation she gave me, I was like, this boy is not worth your tears and what all this drama you're putting up. I gave that from what she told me. I was not close to Groovy. I never knew Groovy personally. I didn't know how...
Look at them cutting, saying the sea. Was it because of the rejection from Elo Swags that you decided to move to Groovy? And Phyna was like, no, see, whatever I wanted to have with Elo Swags was all vibes. But when they had told me that he was going to be with Chumsy, it was with Chumsy, right? She decided to just stay away and focus on Groovy. Ebuka now then went on to Chichi, and he was now asking Chichi, you and Deji are having something together, but it feels like Deji's not all into it, right? But Chichi didn't literally pick that so fast. So Chichi was like, see, it's a mutual thing. We have a mutual thing going on. But I think as she was answering, caught her that Ebuka said it feels like Deji is not into this thing. She now said, please let us leave it to the horses. Let's hear from the horse's mouth, Deji.
Ebuka, the feeling is mutual, and we've had this conversation over and over again. I think let's hear from the horse's mouth.
We then had a music performance from an artist called Alpha P, and then Ebuka moved into the house. And then he asked all the nominated housemates to stand up. Remember that everybody's up for eviction. And then while he was trying to do that, he said, wait, there's actually a fake housemate in that house who's a female. So if you had a female housemate who's a fake housemate, please step forward. And Modella stepped forward.
You've all been living with a fake housemate all this while. And she's there right now. So if you are the fake housemate, please step forward. All right.
That was how Modella was evicted right from the show. So when she got on stage, Ebuka was asking her, what's up with you and Brian? You were asked to come into the show to carry out a task, but it felt like you got mixed up in all this emotional whatever, right? And she was saying the dynamic between herself and Brian is the fact that they had already spoken and said, you know what, they just want to be friends. She doesn't want a relationship and all of that, and that they're very good friends. But you know that they have an unresolved issue because Daniela and Brian had an issue that they had not totally resolved before the eviction show started. Ebuka then went back into the house, right, and asked the remaining nominated housemates to stand. Everybody stand. And then he said, Cheesy. I first felt like he was going to say, Cheesy, you're evicted. Because the big brother had told Cheesy that even if Ebuka mentions your name or whatever it is, Ebuka says, fake housemate, come out, don't come out. I was expecting more. I was expecting Ebuka to say, we'll still have some fake housemates in that place. Please come out. And then those guys will not come out. Then, there'll be a conversation within the housemate. Okay, who is the fake housemate now? Who is the fake housemate that really refused to hit Ebuka's call, right? But then, Ebuka said, Cheesy, you're safe. He sat down. He now said, Adekunle, you're safe. He sat down. Then he said, Sheg, you're safe. Sheg sat down. Then he now said, everybody, you're safe.
Everyone is safe. That's it.
And then finally, Ebuka asked, Deji, that himself and daughter have been speaking about Doyin. That what's up? What does he feel for Doyin? He said that, ever since he came to the house, he sees Doyin as a very good girl and that, she's a very good friend. He sees her just as a friend and nothing more.
A very good friend, and that was it. You get, there was nothing more attached to it, and I made that known to her, and I also made that known to daughter. So yeah, that's it.
And that's it on this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bells, and guess what? You get notified whenever I post a video. Go on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and of course on TikTok. And follow me at the Femi Daniel. And until next time I come here again very soon, it's bye for now.